What is going on, guys, and welcome back. Playing some Forza Motorsport 7, but today the focus is going to be on a dream I just had about an hour ago. I recorded this once, but I thought I would record it one more time because I remember a little bit more. So if you guys are an OG, if you've been here, since the first 500 subscribers, if you're in the first 500 club or if you're in the first 420 club, then you probably have heard that I'm a very vivid dreamer and I also experience sleep paralysis. If you don't know what sleep paralysis is, we will talk about my sleep paralysis experiences in another video, but today we're going to go over a vivid dream I just had. Now, first of all, just so you guys know, my dreams never really stress me out unless I'm going through sleep paralysis, but oftentimes there's big conflicts that would be very scary in real life that I'm going through. And this dream was no exception. So this dream, first off, we're in this big house. And this is what I can't remember very well, but I do remember a little bit more. We're in this big house. There's me, my girlfriend, and some other, I think, girls in the house. I don't remember there being any guys. But all I know is there was this older lady. And I don't believe she was trying to kill me. But I think she was really abusive and maybe trying to kill these other girls. I don't know. But regardless, one of these girls had some papers. And for some reason I knew if the older lady saw these papers, that girl was going to be in trouble. So I took the papers and pretended they were mine. I remember the older lady was trying to look at them. I knew if she read them, she'd realize they weren't mine. So I was like trying to take them from her and stuff. And that's really all I remember about the house in the beginning. Then I left, and from there I went to my old elementary school, Prince of Wales, one of my many old elementary schools. And what was weird was that I met someone that I actually knew from a different elementary school in a different city. My first girlfriend, it wasn't really a real relationship, it was grade 7, but it was like the first girl I cared about. And she was in the dream, she was at Prince of Wales, and she was talking to me and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, like, you should come meet my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. And we just kind of hit it off. And then we were going to go meet my girlfriend back at the house. And so the journey to the house began, and we ended up in this big canoe that we were driving, like on the street, like a car. We were in this big canoe, and I remember it being a canoe because I remember every time I would come up to an intersection, I wasn't able to see down the intersection because our front end stuck out so far, and we almost got hit by a car once leading up to this park. And this park is where I was finally, I was excited to get out of this canoe because it was dangerous, man. It was difficult to drive this thing. And basically this park, we couldn't drive the canoe onto the park because the park was all very elevated. So picture a block, and on that entire city block is the park, but from every sidewalk around the park, it immediately starts going uphill. So steep, in fact, that there was actually stairs leading up to the top of the hill that you could take. So we got out of the canoe and we're going up these stairs, and I can't remember too much about that. I remember there was a lot of people just hanging out at the park and stuff like that. And oh, one thing that I completely missed is in the beginning, I was developing superpowers. I'm not sure how I went about getting them. I can't remember how I got the superpowers, but I was developing incredible strength and the ability to turn people into sand, and they would disintegrate or whatever, they would fall apart by blowing on them. I would blow on them and they would dry out incredibly quickly and then turn to sand. Those were my powers. Pretty crazy. That's a pretty unique power. I don't know if anyone in any superhero movie has had that power to blow on people and make them disintegrate or turn to sand or anything. But anyways, I'm not sure where that came from. But regardless, I had those powers at this point. When we got back to the house, now if you're wondering, I had these powers because I knew there was going to be some big threat coming. And when we got back to the house, I began getting, first of all, we couldn't find Camila. I don't know why. And this guy was hunting me. This guy and his people were trying to kill me. I believe because I had these powers, and they were scared for the community or something. So they were trying to take me out, man. And I remember they shoved me down into this little underground thing. It wasn't designed for people to actually go down there. Well, it was designed to kill someone maybe, but it wasn't designed. It wasn't like a storage area or anything like that. It was literally like, picture if you have an open basement floor and you dig like a moat around the basement floor, so an outline, and then from there you dig underground and you clear out a space. So you have floor in the middle and you have floor around the outsides, but you have this moat of a hole around the outside of your basement, and you can get a person down under there. It's hard to get down, it's hard to get back up, it's a very tight squeeze. And basically they put me down under there in like this darkness pit, and they started filling it with water. They were gonna drown me. Now, because I had super strength, I was able to break like the entire floor open, and I pulled the old man who was the one running it all, trying to take me out. I pulled him down into the pit, and earlier he had this younger guy who was working with him, but he was really rude to the younger guy all the time and just like really mean to him. So the younger guy ended up switching up on him. So it was him and the younger guy who were around the pit. I pulled him down into the pit, and I'm at one end of the pit, and the younger guy's at the other end. And I start blowing on the old man because I have the power to literally turn him into sand and kill him. And the younger guy didn't want to help the old man. The old man was begging for the younger guy to help. The younger guy was just like, no, you know what? You were rude to me. I'm not helping. And the old guy died in his own death pit. Classic movie scene, man. I mean, that's something you definitely see like in the movies. Just in terms of, you know, the evil villain's helper, you know, turning his back on him. I've seen that a lot in movies where the evil villain is so mean to his, you know, most important helper that the helper, you know, doesn't help him anymore and screws him over. Anyway, so that happened. Once that was all finished, I knew like the big thing that I got these powers for to begin with was coming. I made a posse, and it was me, 2 Transformers, one other person that I can't remember, and then this girl that I met at Prince of Wales was also with us. I don't think she had any powers or anything, but she was with us. And so the 2 Transformers had left while I was getting attacked. For some reason, I don't know, maybe they just knew I could handle myself. I have no idea, but they just dipped. And they were literally chilling in the house, but I didn't know this yet. So if you've ever seen Transformers, when they first come down to Earth, they're not Transformers yet. They're just in their normal bodies, and their bodies don't transform. Their bodies are just their bodies, and then they scan equipment and become the equipment, and that's when they can actually transform. So these guys, one of them was an arcade machine, and the other one, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it was even smaller than an arcade machine. They're really small Transformers, and the one, well, both of them, I saw their equipment anyways, off to the side, like in the yard of the big house that we were at in the beginning. And I'm like, alright guys, like, let's go. And they didn't transform, and they weren't coming, they were just sitting there. I was like, guys, like, let's go, like, we gotta go. And then someone's like, oh, like, they're in the house. And then they came out, and they were in, like, their bodies rather than the equipment. I'm like, guys, we gotta go. So they, like, scanned the equipment and then, like, transformed in the equipment. And then we were rolling out. It's pretty epic, pretty dope. And yeah, that was basically the end of the dream, because unfortunately at that point I woke up, so there was no big epic fight scene. So I apologize that, you know, I woke up too early to experience that. But yeah, I mean, if you guys didn't know, I have very vivid dreams almost every night. And I have a lot that I remember that I can tell you guys in other videos. If you want to see more videos like this, if you want to hear more about my dreams, I don't know if you do. If you want to hear how sleep paralysis works and how crazy that is, we could definitely go over that as well. So this is kind of going to get bundled up into the storytime episodes. I like these because I think it's a better way for you guys to get to know me a little bit. And I think it's just, you know, interesting rather than, you know, just talking about the game all the time. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Let me know if you want to see more in the comments. Let me know what you thought was cool about the dream, or, you know, any questions you might have, whatever it may be. And I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you on live stream. Remember, nobody loves their subs like Mackie, and I mean nobody, man. Take it easy. I'm out.